G'day Maths Legends. It's time to look at working with percentages. Today you're going to be learning how to read, write them and organize and order them on a number line. Alright, good luck with your sums. Alright Legends, let's have a look at this one. Straight away, it says here the word percentage means of every 100. So what that says is, when I look at percentages, I always think of it out of 100. Like 50% is 50 cents sort of thing, or 50 out of 100, so that's half. So if someone said, oh, you can have 50% off that means half. That's a pretty good deal you've got there. Okay, let's have a look quickly over here. It says here that this is 75%. So this one here is 75%. You can see this, we all know that this is a hundreds chart, okay? So there is 100 little squares there. If I count up through here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 through there, okay? 7 through there. And if I count again, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's 8 up the top there, okay? So I know that that is 78, and then that's 78%. All right, looking down through here, you've got a common fraction, okay? We've got a common fraction here. We know that's anything that is a normal fraction. So if the fraction down the bottom is higher than the top one, or the denominator is higher than the numerator, that's an improper fraction. But we're just looking at common fractions in this video and percentages. So you can see that this is 4/5. I've got 4 shaded in, 1, 2, 3, 4 of 5 strips there, okay? So that's 4/5. That is the same as saying 80%. So if I go over here, that's the same. See how that's the same shaded in, okay? It's just that this one's cut up into 5 sections, and this one is cut up into 100 sections. And that's saying that that's 80%, okay? So that's 80% of this shape here is colored in, all right? And we can say, we know that because we've got 4 so if you say 4 times, sorry, my apologies. If you say 5 times 20, that's 100, okay? 5 times 20 is 100. And you can see that here. There's 20, 40, 60, 80, and there's 100, and that's 80%. You can see that there's 80% marked shaded in. So look over here, you've got 6 out of the 10. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That gives us our denominator. And you can see that our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the ones shaded in gives us our numerator, okay? So straight away you can see that. And if I go over here, I've broken up into 100 here, into 100 pieces, and that's saying that that's 60%, or 6 out of 10 is shaded. There are 60 out of this 100 chart, 60 are actually shaded, and that's how I figure out my percentages. And that's the relationship, guys, between fractions, percentages, and there's also decimals over there, because we would say out of 100, we always say you look at decimals like it's $1. We would say, well, if this was $1, if this was a decimal, this would be 0.8, because I've got, sorry, 0.6, my apologies, 0.6, because I've got 6 shaded in, okay? So this would be 6/10, 60%, and 0.6, which is, really 0.60, which is the same. All right, that's a tricky concept. Please watch this video again if you're unsure. All right, now it's our turn to have a bit of a go. So let's have a look at this first one. So it says shade the percentage grid equal to the common fraction beside it, and then write the percentage shown. So I'm going to make this a bit bigger so we can see it a little bit clearer. And you can see here straight away that I've got shaded in 4 times. I'm just going to make this bigger so it stands out. So I've shaded in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that the shaded part gives us our numerator. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 gives us our denominator, okay? So over here, I can say straight away with confidence that this shape here, there is actually 100 squares there. We know that's 100 squares there. So we know that as a fraction, this is going to be out of 100. What we actually need to do is we actually need to shade in 4/10, okay? So I'm going to go back to my bigger pen size, and I'm going to shade those in. So I'm going to shade 4/10. I'm going to shade in the same level here. I'm going to go like this, okay, all the way through. And it's probably the worst shading to do because I need to use a highlighter for the next one. But I know that I've shaded in, there's 40. So if I count up these little ones over here, I count all these up and all the way through, I know that there's going to be 60 that I've shaded in. I know that that is actually sitting on 40%, okay? All right, let's have a look at the next one. Again, I tell you, guys, it is tricky. Well, this one's a little bit easier. I've got a little bit of reprieve on this one. So straight away, I can see that the person who has shaded this in has shaded in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to shade this in, and that's a much better shade job than the last one. Okay, and I shade that in straight away. Okay, if I wanted to go back, I could count these all through, and I could sit there and go, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the way through. But what I can say, though, is I know that this is 10 across here, and then it's 5 down here. And I know 5 tens is 50. So I can say that 50% of that is shaded in. Okay, let's look at the next one here. So 3/5 now, 3/5 now. So let's have a look at this. Of course, there's 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me our denominator. And then over here, you can see I've only shaded in. This one's shaded in, this one's shaded in, this one's shaded. There's 3. And then that gives me our numerator. Okay. So straight away, I grab my highlighter out and I'm going to shade this one again. And I'm going to go, well, it's across here, and I'll shade that through. Try to be as neat as I can, but I'm already out the lines. Okay, and there we go, it's shaded through. Okay, so then I go back through, and I could do the same thing as what I did before. I can count, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I didn't count that one, so it's 10. So straight away through here, if I was to count that, I'll do it again, so we all see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I look at that, I know 10 times 6 is 60, so I can say that I've actually shaded in 60%, more than 50%. Okay, so that's how that one works. There you go. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense for you with your sums. All right. Okay, guys, I'm not going to go through this whole one because I know this video is getting a little bit long now, and I don't want it to be too long. It is true. When I work out percentages, remember, I always go back to 100%. When I'm looking at these, I want to show you a couple of little hacks that I might use to help me out with this. But again, guys, this is a bit of a tricky concept here. So 50% of $20. Well, straight away I can say to you that 50%, so half of $20 is basically what I'm saying. So just by changing our vocab, we're saying half of $20. Well, half of $20 is, of course, $10. Okay, 25% of $40, well, that's a quarter of $40. So if I was to break $40 into 4 equal parts, okay, or divide 40 by 4, okay, then I know that that would be, again, $10. So straight away, I know that one. I'm going to skip this one. This one we might come back to at another point. That's a bit harder, but 10% of 60, I know that I just divide, 60 by 10, which would be $6, but I'm going to go back to that one. That's a bit of a tricky one. We'll learn off down the road. And again, we've got another one at 25%, so I know that that is a quarter. And a quarter of 100, if I was to break 100 into 4 equal amounts, would be $25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. So straight away, I know that this is $25, okay? 10% of 120. So really, I'm just moving a decimal down, okay? Or if I was to times this number by 10, I would equal 120. So if I times 10 by 12 would equal 120. So that is 12 there. 50% of $150, so it's halving effectively. So it's half 150. We know that is 75. 75 plus 75 is, of course, 150. I said I was going to work my way through these, but I'm almost through. So 10% of $80. Okay, so 10% of $80. Straight away, I know that whatever I'm going to times, I've got to times it by 10. So it's going to be something times 10 equals 80. Well, of course, if I times 8 by 10, that equals $80. So the answer is $8. 50% of half of 140, of course, is 120. 20% of $10. So 20% of $10. So what that's saying is, if I break up, this is 1/5. 1/5 of $10. So if I was to break that in half, it would be $2. Okay, and then finally, the very last one is 20% of $20. Well, 20% of $100 is 20. So double that again would be 40. So $40. All right. Good luck. All right, legends. Here's for something a little bit more tricky. What we're trying to do here is we're actually trying to find a percentage that equals a decimal that equals a fraction. Okay, so we're going to be using different colors for that today. First off, I'm going to use a bit of gold. I'm going to start with the very first one. So I'm going to highlight that here. So that's this one here. I'm going to make a circle a little bit bigger. So that's this one here. I need to find, so it's 0.25%. I know that if I have 25, I'm going to look at that as 25 cents. If I had 4 of those, if I had 25 plus 25, that equals 50. So that's half. And we know that half of a half is what we call a quarter. So 0.25, I add 0.25. I'll draw it over here just so you know what I'm talking about. If I've got 25 plus 25, that equals 50. And then plus 25 is 75. And then plus 25 again is 100. So I know that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 25s, okay? And what I'm trying to say from that is that equals a quarter. A quarter of 100 is 25. So I look for the fraction that is a quarter. A quarter is 1/4. It's that one there. And then finally, 25.25 of the decimal is the same as 25%, and it's that one there. Looking at the next one, let's go half. Half is a nice, easy one. Maybe the best way to trick it for here is to figure out the easy one. Half of something is, we know, is 50%. And we also know it's 0.5. Yep, that one there, okay. Working on my next one, I got a third. That one's a little bit tricky, so I might come back to that one, although I'll tell you what, let's have a look at it, okay? So you've got 1/3 is here, okay? 1/3, so 1/3, how do I break up 100 into lots of 3? Because really that's the key, is that 3. If I divide 100 by 3, okay? So I can see that here I've got 0.3333 is the decimal. And then percentage-wise, well, if it's 33 plus 33 is 66, then you add another 33 is 99. And what we've got here is we've got 33.333%, okay? That's a tricky one, but that's okay. I mean, we'll work our way through here. Now, 75%. Well, before I found out that if I add 25 plus 25 plus 25, that's 3 lots is 75. So if that's 3 lots of something, 3 lots of is a quarter, effectively. So 3/4 is what I'm looking for, 3/4. So 75 is the same as 3/4. And if I go through here, where else do I see 3/4? Well, I see it down the very bottom. And then my decimal looks very similar to that, 0.75 over there. All right. Let's go through here now. I've got 100 over 100. Well, 100 over 100 is the same as saying I've got 100% of something, or 100 cents is $1. There's 1. And then now I'm looking for my percentage-wise. 100 is 100%. So if someone says something that they're positive about something, they say, oh, 100%. I love maths. All right. Let's go over the next one, please. We've got 20%. 20%. Over here, okay, and I know that if it's 20%, the decimal is actually going to be 0.2, so that's 20 cents, 0.2, And fraction-wise, if I get 100 and I divide that by 20, that equals 5. So if I get 100 and I divide that by 20, that equals 5. And it's over here. There's my 5 there. And it's 1/5 of 20. Okay, it's that one there. All right, let's have a quick look at the next one, please. The next one is 0.1. So 10 cents, it looks like there. Or 10% over here. And then what is, I've got the decimal, I've got the percentage. Now I'm looking for the fraction. 1/10 is there. All right. Let's have a quick look at the next one, please. I've got 0.8, okay, or 80%, and there's one last there is 45. And hopefully that makes a little bit more sense to you after watching the video. That's a trickier task, but it's look, if you follow those, do the ones that you would understand first, and then that's the way we work them out. All right, guys. Thanks.